Hi there, stampers and crafters. My name is Tami White from stampwithtami.com, and welcome to my online class. Today we're going to be making this gift set. It's a great keepsake set that I am just absolutely in love with. I'm going to bounce down to the table so you can see what we're going to be making. This is actually a tri-fold arched card. Really easy to make, but very, very cool. And then this here is it's actually a book box, and I created it to look like a Bible. So today is my Stampin' Demonstrator Group's blog hop, and our theme today is Easter. So I had Easter in mind, and instead of doing bunnies this time, I decided to do something a little bit more faith-based. So what better to use than the Faith Collection? This is a Stampin' Up! Bundle, and it's in their online exclusives. It is a very great set when you are creating anything with a religious tone. So I feel like this project would be good for baptism, communion, and even weddings. All you would want to do is change the inside greeting. So welcome everybody. While you guys are jumping on board, let me tell you a little bit about the giveaway today. So I am live on Facebook and on YouTube, and our giveaway is a Hooray for Honeycomb card kit. It's an all-inclusive kit. Everything is included in it. And all you need to do is drop a comment here. And a bunch of you have already done that, so you're already in. And if you share this video onto social media, like Facebook or YouTube, you will be entered a second time into the drawing. And the drawing will be done on our next blog hop, which is April 24th. And so speaking of the blog hop, in case you don't know what a blog hop is, this is a time when a bunch of bloggers, in my case, it's my Stampin' Demonstrator group. Every month we get together and we collaborate with a common theme. And then we link all our blogs together and share all of our projects. So in addition to my projects today, you want to pop on over to my blog and pick up the PDF, because I got a free PDF for you for what we're making today. So you'll want to download that. You'll want to click on the links for the blog hop there so you can take the blog hop tour and check out all of the awesomeness from the gang. So they are just over the top talented, and I am honored to have them as part of my group. And I love, love, love Blog Hop Day. It's one of my favorite times. Welcome, Arla. It's our first time joining. Okay, so yay, I love Blog Hop Day too, Terry. Okay, so let's talk about the project a little bit. So we're going to be doing this tri-fold arched card. And I'm using the Faith Collection. This is in the online exclusives, and we're going to make the keepsake box, which is designed to look like a Bible. I designed it to look like a Bible. And then I'll share how I did that. So let's start with the card. First of all, you can see it folds flat. It will fit into the standard Stampin' Up! Medium-sized envelope, which is wonderful. So if you're wondering about how to mail it, that's how you mail it. If you're wondering if you need extra postage, it's possible. You might want to hand cancel or get it checked with the post office as far as postage. And some of that has to do with the thickness here. You can, and I'll show you how you can make this a little bit thinner so that if you're mailing it, you wouldn't have to pay extra postage maybe. But if you're gifting these together, for example, a baptism, a communion, you're probably going to hand gift, so that may not be a concern. All right. So we're going to start with the card. My inspiration, and I have two inspirations here, and one is we were doing Easter, and I wanted to play with the Faith Collection. I wanted to do something religious this year. And I was in church on Sunday, and behind the pulpit and on the altar, there was an arched doorway. It was a white arched doorway, panel door, and it had a small little cross on. It looked almost identical to this, but a door. And I thought, oh, perfect. And I didn't think it was an appropriate time for me to take a photo, so I sketched it on my on my the agenda. Oh my God, I'm trying to blank on the thing that they give you with the the events that are the order everything's going in. So I had to sketch the door on that so I'd remember when I got home. So anyway, so I literally created this card with that in mind. And I doubled it. And for those of you maybe familiar with the painting, it's called The Light of the World. And it's a painting of Jesus, and he's standing outside a door. And the door's all covered with vines, and he's knocking on the door, and the door does not have a handle. And the premise of the story is you have to open it from the inside. So I was thinking of that when I made it. I did not put a handle, if this was my door and I didn't put a handle on it. And then I printed this. This is the saying from that painting. And I printed that on the inside. I have the printable both for the instructions, but I also have a separate printable if you're interested in printing that. I just printed it on white cardstock and cut it out with the arch dies that I cut the rest of it out with. But I was also thinking if you're making communion invites or a card or baptism invites, you could print your invitation there and have all that information there and cut it out. So let's talk about how I did that. I'm going to move this one for a little bit. So for the front, I used the Everyday Arches dies. That's what we're going to be using for the trifold card. For the panels on the door, I used the Nested Essentials dies. And one thing I was really happy about with these two dies working together is they both had the stitched shapes on them. So it just kind of really pulled everything together in the end. So let's go ahead and start with that panel, and then we can make the rest of the card. So for this card, you're going to want, from this Everyday Arches dies, you're going to want 3 or 6 of the largest dies. I'm going to do 6. But if you're mailing this and want to make it a little bit less bulky, or you run out of white cardstock, you may want to just do 3. And there's a reason for that, and it's mostly just to make the back finished or unfinished. It's totally up to you. You're going to want 3 of the next size down. So the second largest you want 3 of. And we're going to take one of those and make the door. So I've pre-cut the our panels here for our door. And let's zoom you in a little bit. Welcome everybody. It's great to see everybody on here. Yay. I'm glad you guys could make it. Well, Cliffy, you're not too late because we're just getting started with the good stuff, right? The making of the project's always the best part. All right, so I am going to just take seal adhesive and attach my door panels. And maybe I don't want to press down on them yet. I want them to be, I sketched the door that I saw. And I kind of wanted to follow it because I don't know why I had it stuck in my head after that. I'll always remember that door behind the altar and this card together. Okay, that's good enough. So I'm attaching the 4 panels, and then after I attach, it was a good wood grain door, so I wanted to make it wood grain. So after attaching the panels, and they are how I want them to be, I am going to emboss the whole thing. That's right, after I attach the panels, yes, emboss the whole thing with the timber embossing folder. This is a 3D folder, so it's gonna give us a nice, really cool embossing, like a thick embossing on the background. I'm gonna stick the whole thing in there with the panels and everything to make the wood grain door, make a paneled wood grain door. So I'm taking the platform that comes with the die cut machine. This is the number 1 plate. This is the platform, and the number 4, which is specifically for the 3D folders. And we will crank that through. And then the end result, is our panel door. Yay! Okay, so next up, we want the cross to go on the door. So I used the cross that's in the Faith Collection die set. Now there's 2 pieces to this cross. There is the outline and there is the solid. So you can use those together. These are the 2 pieces here. You can use them together and you have like a wood grained cross. You know, it's like it's got a little texture to it. Or you can use them separately. You can use them individually if you want just a solid cross, or if you want just the design. So you can do either or. I will recommend, if you are putting them together, to cut the outline at least with some adhesive sheets, because it is really thin, and I find the adhesive sheets, they just turn your cardstock into a sticker, and it makes them really easy to put together. Now, through the magic of video, ta-da, I have it all put together for us. So we're going to stick that right on. In fact, you know what? I have that is a little bit of adhesive sheet right there. I had it. I didn't put it on the solid part. I only put it on the outline, but apparently it still got some. So we're going to put that right on top. There we go. People are going to look at that and go, hey, that's a door. That's the church door. No, they probably won't, but okay. So I've got blank for this one. I'm using blank on the inside, so you can write a greeting. Actually, before we do this, I should show you how they're going to attach together. So again, I do have this, if you're interested in the Bible verse, I do have a printable for this, but you can easily use this layout and make print your own information on there. For example, the invitation idea, or if you are just mailing the card. Okay, we're going to put that aside for 1 second so I show you how we're going to attach the cards together. We've got these little connectors. They're 3 by 2. And we're going to score them. There's 2 of them, and we're going to score them at half at 1 inch on the short side. And again, you do not have to worry about writing all this down, because I got it. I got you covered. So here I am showing you the PDF, so you don't have to write the dimensions, and I'm scoring this and not showing you the important stuff. So we'll do that again. So I just scored that, and then boom. So you want 2 of these to make connectors. Okay. Now back to the front of the card. So I'm going to start with 3 of the larger. I've cut 6. I'm going to start with 3, and then once we put it all together, I'll show you why you may want the other 3. That's totally up to you. Again, these are the optional part, the other 3. So these, I'm just attaching these. We've got the largest. These are the largest arch dies, and that's the second largest. And for those of you who are popping in late and may have missed what I'm using here, I'm using the Faith Collection Bundle and the Everyday Arches. So that's the die that I used on the to create these. And then I'm just going to take some seal adhesive and attach these to. For some reason, my camera seems like it's really far away from me. I feel like I'm reaching across the table to get on camera. So don't mind me if I look like I'm spreading out over here. Sorry. I apologize. Oh, you guys are very welcome. Thank you. I'm glad that you appreciate the PDFs. That means a lot. It really means a lot. When you guys drop a note, it makes my day. One thing about doing in-person things is you can talk to people, and people, like to tell you things that they enjoy. But online, yeah, not so much. So sometimes it's nice to hear that, and I appreciate you guys. Okay, so we've got our 3 panels here. I kind of made that arch right there like a in my opinion, or my mind, I was making this like the trim around the door was my thought. So now we're going to take our 2 little connectors. This is how we're going to connect them together. It's so easy. It is so easy. You guys, if you haven't seen this done, you're going to be like, wow, can't believe it just went together like that. I'm just going to put some adhesive on both of those, and then line up the card. So it's right, and then we line up the panels so it's right. There's 1, and then there's 2. And they go right into the fold. So right up to the fold, line them up on the bottom. And the first ones are connected. And then we're going to use the second connector. In case I wasn't doing that on camera. Again, feeling like a camera's a little far away today. I'm going to put that right up against that score line and then attach this one. So that's how I got the trifold card. So that is just going to, first of all, let me just press that down and make sure it's sealed really good. And then boom. That easy, right? And then you could stamp or write or print something for the inside. You have lots of space here for that. Now, the reason why I cut 3 additional arches was to finish the back. This is completely up to you. Again, it's going to be a lot thinner and probably not cost extra postage if you were mailing if you didn't do this. I think this is probably what's going to make it a little bit thicker. But again, if you're hand gifting, not a problem. So if you layer the last 3 of the largest arched on the back here, you don't see the connectors at all. They're hidden. So it's almost like it's magic. It's magical. Right, Kathy? It is so easy. It is as easy as it looks. That was it, really. So there's the back. And again, there's more writing space back there. So there's a lot of space you can do things with here. So that is the arched card, project number 1. Next up, I am going to do the box. So this is actually, we sell these book boxes. They're in my online store. And actually everything that I'm using today is in my online store. If you're not familiar with that, if you click on over to the PDF, I have a list of everything that I'm using. So you don't have to worry about, you know, like what was that again? I got it all there for you. And both the PDF is clickable and I also have clickable thumbnails on the post for you. So this is a book box. And in my head, I was thinking a Bible. So I colored it. I'm going to share how I did that in a second. And it doesn't look like it's wood grain. I mean, I think how it came out was just really cool. And the inside here, you can put a trinket. You can put maybe if it was a communion, a necklace, or cross necklace, or something. And then I put Velcro. This has its own adhesive if you wanted to do it this way, but I didn't like it that way, so I put Velcro. Okay, so first I did use the same exact cross, but this time I did it in gold metallic. I did the 2 layers, and I'd already heat embossed the words, so I cut those with the stylish shape dies. So we have God is love. On my original, I tried to stamp and emboss the words right on the box, but after I colored it, it didn't work so well. So it was way better to actually put it on there. All right, I'm gonna pull in some grid paper and we'll try to pull you in just a hair closer. Let's see if I can do that. Man, you know what? I hate to do this to you guys, but I'm gonna see if I can bring my phone back a little bit here because there we go. I really feel like I'm laying on the table to get to it. There we go. Is that better? Sorry for that, but that makes it a little bit easier. Now I'm not stretching quite so far. Okay, so the book box comes in 2 pieces. They sound like I'm book box, right? Book box, a chicken. You're never going to be able to look at the book box and not think about that now, right? So it comes in 2 pieces. This is the inside little compartment, and then this is the book fold that goes over it. I used early espresso ink and a blending brush. And very literally no, there's 2 sides here. There's one that's a little glossy and this has the adhesive on it. So that's the underside. And then there's a flat side. That was the outside and that's the most important part. So if you decide not to do the inside of the box, just do the flat side. And doesn't it look so cool? And I mean, I don't think it always looks this way when I use a blending brush, but for some reason when I'm using the blending brush on this book box, it almost gives it like a wood grain effect. Oh, these would be really nice place settings. Definitely. And you could put something a little special in them. I also think it takes a little bit longer for the ink to dry on this. So you really want it to dry before you move and assemble the box. You can use your heat tool if you're impatient like me, and that will help. Or you can just set them aside for it. It just takes a couple of minutes, but you can see it's still a little wet there. But I think it comes out so cool. I'm gonna flip that and do the underside. Let me see what I did there. I did this. Oh yeah, I'm going all in. Because why not, right? We're having fun. It's a Thursday evening. Here in New England, I was so excited tonight. When I came down here, it was still light outside. And I think that was the first time that it was still light outside. Oh boy, we got a scammer on there. Sorry, guys. And I don't have any way to get rid of them. After the video, I'll take his comments off. I'm sorry. I'll try to get on that, but yeah, I can't do it while I'm here because my phone is the camera. All right, so I'm just going to keep going on here, and this dude can go away. Or bot, as it probably is. If you guys want to report it, please go right ahead. Okay, so there we go. That is all you need because this rest of that's going to be covered. And we've got the back side of that. And I'm just going to put it aside so that we can, oh, you know what? I'm sorry. And I apologize if you're watching the replay here, but I need to get rid of this bot that's leaving comments on my blog. And I'm going to have to do it with the computer because my camera's in use and I don't want to take it down, but this is, sorry. All right. So anyways, while I'm doing this, while I'm taking that down, I'm going to put these projects in here just so you guys can see them and you're not like, you know, staring into space. My sincerest apologies again, and thank you for bearing with me. And here we go. Oh, great. It's not letting me block it. Oh, darn. Well, I guess I'm going to have to do that after. I am so sorry. Just ignore it or report it, and after the video, I will do it. I don't want to take up any more of your time doing that. But on the bright side, we were allowing that box to dry a little bit, so that's good because we needed it to dry. Okay, I'm going to move this out of the way. So the bottom part of the box, remember it came in 2 pieces. The bottom part of the box, on my original, I also did brown, but then I was thinking I would really like the, I'd like it to look like it's pages. So you know what, Cliffy, they're responses. It's a bot and it's responding to, and it says, oh, please friend me. It's one of those. Just ignore it or report it. So anyways, I wanted it to look like it was pages of the Bible. So I was kind of playing around with this before the video, and I know it doesn't look like much, but what I did was I took the paper trimmer and Can you guys see that? Lining that up with this guideline here. And somewhere in my crafter math over here, I've got a marker. Or not. Oh, good grief. You ever have one of those days where everything just doesn't go well? Here we go. It's not true. Everything was going well. So I am taking a crumb cake marker, and I'm taking that that nib end, and I'm just going to line this up. And I didn't do measurements here, but if you just go down and see, oh, that one didn't look very good. Let's do another one just so you can see. If I just keep going there, and that one wasn't straight, but that's okay. You can see the line there, right? We're not going to worry about it being straight right now. We're just going to keep going. Going to make the rest of that box, and you guys can tell me after if we think it's a winner or if it's better with just the plain. If we think it's plain with just the plain brown on there, I guess you guys can do what, you know, in the end, do what you want. But I just thought, oh, it would look so cool if it looked like it had pages on the. No, the box top, there's like a score line here. And so if you hit that score line, which I just did, see that? You don't really need to go beyond that. I mean, I did on this one, but for lack of time. All right. So, and they don't match up because the original one I did, I tried something completely. I was using grid paper, and I really didn't like it as much. So I tried the paper trimmer, and I liked that a lot better. So this goes together by just peeling. It has self-adhesive already on it. So you just peel it and fold it over. And then do the same on the other side. And then we're going to stick it in the box. So I took the grid paper away, but since this is still a little damp, I think we might want it. And let's take this little guy. These little take your pick tools, worth their weight in gold. Okay, so there's self-adhesive on the inside of that to put our little box in there. Oops. No, don't stick down yet. I want it to line up with that. Yeah, okay, that's good right there. I want it to line up with that. Okay, so, oh, I like it. What do you think? Ah, I love it. I love it. Okay, it's a winner. It would definitely be less work if you just made it a solid color, and you could probably just use a solid color that is even lighter, but I really, really love how that came out. Okay, this is still a little wet, so I'm not going to stick anything to it right now. I'm just going to tell you what I did. I think you guys can get it from here. So I just attached the cross, and I attached our words to the front, and then here I took Velcro. I have Velcro dots here, and just attach that to each other. And then when you peel the backing off, you know they're sticky, Velcro, right? So, and then you just stick one on here. Actually, no, stick it on the top part, right? Because I don't want it to show. So stick it on here and then close it, and it will automatically pick up that sticky top part. Does that make sense? I'm not gonna make it sticky, but I'll show you what I mean. Put it right there, and then close this, and it will automatically stick to the top, and then it will always be lined up. So that's how I completed the completed box, this one without the lines. I feel like I might even have to dismantle this and make some lines for it, because I like how that came out. And again, the reason why I did that was because there is adhesive for you to close it like this, but I didn't like that look, so that's why I did the Velcro, and that keeps it closed. Ah, I love it. Look at that. It looks so cool. I'm a fan, and actually, even though some of them were not even straight, it makes it look actually a little bit more like authentic. It's like a little bent up, pages. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you guys like it. Okay, so that is the class today. But because it was it was Easter themed today, I don't have pictures of the book part on the blog yet, because literally I just came up with that just now while we were, like, literally as I was sitting here getting ready. I was like, oh, let's try some lines here. And I was really going out on a limb because I wasn't sure how that was going to come out. But I do have a couple more Easter things to show you guys. Do you want to see a couple more Easter things? If you visited my blog yesterday, you may have seen the cross cards. That was another one I've been dying to make. So for these, oops, oh my God, I forgot the name of this paper, but it's beautiful paper. And I have it on on my blog. So these are pop-up cross cards. And again, they fold flat. I decorated the envelope even to match it. They fold flat and they fit inside a standard size envelope. And you can mail it, but it will probably need extra postage because I think it's puffy. So that's my opinion, but I don't really know. But then I also made, I made these so you can fold out here and write something on the inside. So the back there opens and they do stand. Let me show the, sorry, I got a little craft and math going on in the background. They do stand up on their own. And they're super, they're super cool cross projects. I've seen them. I love them. I'm like, I need to make these. I have instructions and a video short just showing how to do it. It's, again, super easy. It's as easy as the other cards that we just made. And they come out super cool. So that is the cross pop-up card. And the other new one will hit my blog on Sunday, most likely Sunday. So this, I used the storybook moments and the same idea as the church door card that I just did, the trifold, except this one, right? We got a little story. I made a story here for this one, but I didn't stop at the trifold. I've actually got 5 panels going on here. So this is like an entire mural, like a whole banner of story here of little bunnies from the die cuts that came in that storybook moments paper set. And some of them were die cuts and some I cut out, but they're all, and the hip hop hooray was from the scrapbooking, like we have the scrapbooking kit that matches that suite. And there's also a stamp set with bigger words that, they were thinking scrapbooking when they made it, but I was thinking, oh my gosh, that's just adorable. And it fits my whole storyline here. So hip hop hooray. And then we've got all of our little guys on here. And this one would definitely need extra postage for sure. It's pretty bulky. On the back, so I finished the back and this was part of the scrapbooking kit. I added a couple. These were all from the scrapbooking kit. You got places to write something. So that is something when you give it to somebody, they are going to leave that up all year round on their mantle because they're going to be like, that is just amazing. And believe it or not, well, actually, if you saw the whole class, you can believe it. That was actually really easy to do. And then I made a matching envelope just to show that it does fit inside the envelope. But as you can see, bulky. So hand cancel or hand gift. You can also use like a bubble envelope too. Okay. The tree die was part of the Peekaboo Forest, which is another one of the online exclusives. So this one I shared recently. It was the accordion gatefold cards. And this was another story. This one, instead of designer paper, I actually stamped and colored these guys. I do have a tutorial for this on my blog. If you go on my blog and type in storybook moments in the search, you're going to get a bunch of storybook moments cards. You're going to see this one. You're going to see this one. And I believe I have this one on the video that I made, maybe for the gatefold. So that one's on there too. This was my upline Judy McCauley made that one. So there's a few more Easter cards. So we've got our trifold door. We've got our Bible box, keepsake. So that's to get you started with Easter projects and inspiration. Now, don't forget to pop on over to my blog because it is our blog hop. You're going to want to download that PDF there anyways. Click all the links in the blog hop so you can see everybody's post. And the giveaway, oh my gosh, I did say the giveaway earlier was a blog comment. So I think I'm going to have 2 giveaways now because I did say that and I'm going to honor it. But this was a blog post giveaway. So I think I have 2 of these kits. So I am going to give 2 away, one for comments and one for the blog hop. So if you leave a comment on my post, you'll be entered to win. And if you you can enter multiple times by leaving a comment on each post in the hop. And as of now, and this wasn't originally part of the plan, but it is now, if you leave a comment on this video, I'll enter you again. So you can have multiple chances to win. And you hopefully will be very inspired with all of the amazing Easter projects. So I hope you've enjoyed these, and I appreciate you guys spending the evening with me. It was a fun time. And probably will be back in 2 weeks with another live class, but I do have a bunch of shorts coming. So stay tuned for those on my Facebook and YouTube as well, and Instagram. So lots of cool things coming. My blog will be full. Everything is always on my blog. So if you're not keysing social media, don't worry. Everything on my blog is also, everything on social media is also on my blog. So you can find it there. You can use the search box, but these will be right on the homepage because we just did it. So they'll be right up there on top. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining me.